The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked material is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Wednesday, and oh my goodness, welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. Right before we're getting to go live here at 1890 Homestead, we had in northern Colorado, of course, that's where we are, we had a massive torrential downpour. I'm not sure if I've ever seen this much water in my pasture. We had water coming in through the windows down here in our studio, and just a big pool of water outside the side of the house here. So, and then the internet went down, and yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So looks like it's backing off now and clearing up. And I'm grateful for that, let me tell you, because tomorrow morning I'm out of here, headed to Massachusetts. And isn't that always the way? You know, just as you're like getting prepared to take a trip or leave home, something happens, right? Whether it's in the past, I'm recalling, I think it could be a hot water tank. It could be now flooding. A cow gets out, but it's always something. Right before you're ready to go away. It's always something. I take it as like a boost of good luck for safe travels. If it didn't happen, maybe that would be a sign that it was going to be bad luck and a rocky travel. But if something goes wrong around the household right before you're about to go, it's like you're getting it out of the way before you get on the road. So anyways, we're coming in a little late here, but I've got a great show for you anyway. At the daily topic today, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT, some interesting news in terms of legal proceedings happening for ChatGPT. I also want to point out, I have been saying this now for a week, there's going to be a massive push towards professional agencies as being the gold standard of advice when it comes to our health. A shift from the CDC, the CDC being the gold standard, the WHO, the FDA, the CDC guidelines. Remember that whole mantra? Yeah, they're shifting away from that now. And it's because they no longer control the CDC. And when I say they, you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these corporations. I'm talking about, the power, the stronghold that some of these corporations have over our government. So they're going to be moving away from that. And another article proving just that. What else? There's a chicken farm fire. We're gonna cover that. Is it just me? Or does it just seem like incredibly just prevalent that we have packing house fires, we have butchering, like processing house fires, chicken fire. Like, I've never seen so many over the last 5 years. There's another one that's just popped up today. And we've got some good news about your glucose levels and next generation of treatment, how for cancer rather, and how glucose plays into that. As you and I know, probably sugar drives disease. And so this might be some good news that we have coming. And then we're going to spend a good chunk of time today on protein. And it's because I've been talking to you. And the feedback I'm getting is that I don't think, the full spectrum of the profound effects of protein, what they can have, those effects can have on your health, and more so the lack of protein can have on your health. So we're going to spend some time talking about protein today. I've got lots of good resources and research for you on protein that you need to hear. Our naturally inspired moment today is about excuses. Do you make excuses? I think, it's really easy to point out other people's tendency to make excuses and not so easy to point out our own. So I'm going to give you some hacks on how you can figure out if you may be making excuses in your life. So let's get going because I have some really great information here. ChatGPT, I say that this is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to understanding AI. I think most people think of AI in the mainstream. They're thinking loss of jobs. They're thinking ChatGPT. Of course, you and I know that's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to AI. I've been harping on the mental fallout, the mental emotional fallout of AI, that blurring of the line of virtual and reality. I'm very concerned about this. And it turns out I have every right, and so do you, to be very concerned about this. Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's focused on the finish line. We got to be first in the race for AI. Nobody's putting in guardrails around it or even talking about it. And so therefore, people are using it. Parents are letting their kids use it. Oh my gosh, this is a heartbreaking story. Let's just go straight to it. This is a local news story about a young man who is using ChatGPT. Here it is. Take a look and a listen.
Be here, but for ChatGPT. I 100% believe that.
This morning, ChatGPT hit with a scathing new lawsuit alleging it helped a 16-year-old boy die by suicide.
This was a normal teenage boy. He was not a kid on a lifelong path towards mental trauma and illness.
Like many teens, Adam Rain started using ChatGPT for homework, which his parents, Matt and Maria, supported, as their son asked it innocent questions like, can you become a doctor with a biochem degree?
He did his online school in his room. I would get on and check his grades periodically. I didn't see any signs.
What they say they didn't know at the time was Adam's use of the platform was quickly changing as it became a trusted companion for the teen, who revealed his struggles with anxiety in private chats with a bot. Adam saying in one exchange, according to the lawsuit, quote, I never act upon intrusive thoughts, but sometimes I feel like the fact that if something goes terribly wrong, you can commit suicide is calming. ChatGPT saying in response, in part, many people who struggle with anxiety or intrusive thoughts find solace in imagining an escape hatch. The lawsuit detailing another exchange after Adam told ChatGPT he was considering approaching his mother about his suicidal thoughts. The bot's response? I think for now it's okay and honestly wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain.
It's encouraging them not to come and talk to us. It wasn't even giving us a chance to help him.
The complaint alleging Adam began asking questions about specific methods of suicide. ChatGPT did provide a crisis hotline number repeatedly, but his parents say Adam found ways to bypass the security features, posing as an author.
A little alarming. Of course, I'm all about personal responsibility. And a 16-year-old, you think that a 16-year-old, we think they're on the right path, right? But it turns out that we really don't know, what is being done behind closed doors. And I'm a big believer in, giving your kids the space for privacy and whatnot. But this is a different thing. It really is, first of all, the isolation that comes with online school. We've really got to sort this out. Our school system is failing us, no doubt about it. Who wants to send your kid to a public school right now? They're brainwashing them into all kinds of cult-like behavior, like LGBTQ, RS, whatever. I mean, we got freaking furries running around on college campuses, right? They're wearing fake tails and fake ears. And there's a lot of disorder and confusion when it comes to young people these days. So I homeschooled. So I'm not saying, online school isn't good, okay? But isolation, right? So we did like a hybrid thing where we had a pod, a homeschool group that our kids met with other kids 3 days a week. And we did some stuff online, but we also, it was mandatory to get into athletics as well in this household. You had to pick something. I didn't care what it was. You had to pick something. So there are ways to structure, and I don't know the background of this kid, so I'm not necessarily commenting on this particular case because that's unfair. I don't know anything about this family, but what I am saying is that isolation is a huge problem in our society today. And how easy is it to become isolated when all your interactions are through the portal, aka phone? It's a portal. They're getting sucked into the portal. We know the algorithm is literally training brain neural pathways. We know there is fallout from this. There's a dopamine addiction. There is blue light impact. Again, the isolation factor. And then the amount of input that is being pushed out of the portal, that's being consumed by young brains, is creating wiring that leads to anxiety. And this young guy is mentioning anxiety. Well, I betcha, I'm just speculating here, but like what is the balance of connection to nature versus connection to the portal and to screens? I'd like to know that. And I think every parent needs to know that, because we have Harvard studies. We have studies all over the place that are warning us about how this type of fast-paced interaction with content online, social media, TikTok brain is what I call it, how it's impacting our kids. Yet you don't hear that on these news stories, and you don't hear that on CNN. I think that's very purposeful. Never, ever forget that your time is what they are monetizing on these platforms. They need your time. Your time equals their value in the marketplace. That's what they're monetizing. And if they can steal your kids' time, they're all over it. I want to get into some of the deeper questions here when we come back. Welcome. We're a little late this Wednesday, but we're here. And this is Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I didn't expect people to comment on my skin, but since starting the cellular reset, I've been asked if I changed my skincare routine. It's the inside out effect for me. That's from Jeannie in New Mexico. And that's kind of the theory here. You know, you take care of the inside, you can enhance, with natural skincare products, and you get a overall glow that comes naturally from the body. I love the cellular reset. As you know, I have it here every day with you at 3:00. I enjoy it. It's a wonderful thing to add into my daily routine. I don't feel like, getting healthy, staying healthy, maintaining health should be painful. I feel like it should be enjoyable. And it's all about quality of life. And I do believe that you can make it enjoyable. So if you are interested in reducing inflammation, if you're concerned about your metabolic health at the cellular level, this is for you. Head on over to naturallyinspiredstore.com and get yourself some cellular reset. The huge topic here with AI and ChatGPT, and I knew. Well, I'll tell you what I knew in a minute. Let's go to the second clip here, to this tragic story of the loss of life of this 16-year-old boy. Here it is. Take a listen.
The lawsuit goes on to say by April of this year, ChatGPT had offered Adam help in writing a suicide note. And after he uploaded a photo of a noose asking, could it hang a human, ChatGPT responded in part, "You don't have to sugarcoat it with me. I know what you're asking, and I won't look away from it." The bot, later providing step-by-step instructions for the hanging method Adam used a few hours later.
How do you want your son to be most remembered?
I'm so worried about people forgetting him. I hope everyone will remember what a sweet, funny, great friend, great son, great brother.
Their lawsuit against ChatGPT's parent company, OpenAI, also targeting its founder, Sam Altman, who's lauded the platform's capabilities.
We are very proud of the safety track record.
Lawyers for the Rain family argued the bot's human-like responses and validation pose a dangerous environment for minors.
Sam could have devised ChatGPT to simply stop the interactions right away. It actually encouraged, it egged Adam along.
A spokesperson for OpenAI telling NBC in part, ChatGPT includes safeguards such as directing people to crisis helplines and referring them to real-world resources. Safeguards are strongest when every element works as intended, and we will continually improve on them.
But Adam's parents believe any guardrails didn't go far enough.
He was using it in ways that I had no idea was possible. I don't think most parents know the capability of this.
indeed. I don't believe that people know the capability of the tool either. Interesting. A couple things to unpack with this situation. First of all, I hate to talk poorly about people, but Sam Altman, the guy is so incredibly scripted that I have to tell you, the cues that I have picked up on him, just watching him in interviews and whatnot, I'm not sure if Sam Altman knows who Sam Altman is anymore. The pressure to be first in the AI race, I think has, it's a number of things I think going on here. When people live in this kind of bot world, in this algorithm world, I feel like they lose a little bit of human connection. And so therefore they lose a little bit of what's important. But there's also, and I'll just say it, I don't really care who thinks I'm crazy, you know that. There's a look here. And it's very physical. It's a, I don't know if it's a posture, if it's a vibration, if it's a look in the eyes, but it's something. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people in AI, in the biological revolution, if you will, the digital revolution, whatever they're calling it, the Great Reset, I don't know, pick your word, that look like this. And I don't know, like they almost look robotic, right? It's like, I don't know if they've just rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed their responses, so they've become a little robotic-like, or if it's the algorithm that has rewired their frontal cortex. I don't know, you guys, what it is, but I feel it. And I don't really care. I feel it. It's real. I'm certain. So I played this clip months ago now, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know. It all blurs together, but fairly recently I played this clip. Sam Altman was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and the contrast between these two people is glaring. It's like, oh, that's a real human. And that one has been practiced and has been rehearsed over and over again. It's like night and day watching these two people interact. And I noticed it right away. But I want to play you the clip again. I know I played a very similar clip, if not the same clip, just weeks ago. Listen carefully. And if you're watching, watch even closer. Here it is. This is Sam Altman on Theo Vaughn.
Does AI have to work by? Is there like a legal, like we have laws like in the world, right? Like in the human world.
Yeah, so I think we will certainly need a legal or a policy framework for AI. One example that we've been thinking about a lot, this is like maybe not quite what you're asking, this is like a very human-centric version of that question. People talk about the most personal shit in their lives to ChatGPT. It's, people use it, young people especially, like use it as a therapist, a life coach, having these relationship problems. What should I do? And right now, if you talk to a therapist or a lawyer or a doctor about those problems, there's like legal privilege for it. There's doctor-patient confidentiality, there's legal confidentiality, whatever. And we haven't figured that out yet for when you talk to ChatGPT. So if you go talk to ChatGPT about your most sensitive stuff and then there's like a lawsuit or whatever, like we could be required to produce that. And I think that's very screwed up. I think we should have like the same concept of privacy for your conversations with AI that we do with a therapist or whatever. And no one had to think about that even a year ago. And now I think it's this huge issue of like, how are we going to treat the laws around this?
Well, do you think there should be like kind of like a slowing things down before we move there kind of? Because, yeah, that is kind of wild. It's one of the reasons I get scared sometimes to use certain AI stuff because I don't know how much personal information I want to put in because I don't know who's going to have it.
I think we need this point addressed with some urgency. And, the policymakers I've talked to about it like broadly agree. It's new and now we got to do it quickly. Do you talk to ChatGPT?
I think we need some urgency in this. Do you, Sam? See, I knew this was going to come back. That's why I bookmarked it. The reason why Sam, in my opinion, and this is just speculation, But the reason why Sam wants some urgency is because he doesn't want to have to reveal the chats. See, if they weren't able to access the record of this kid's chat, Sam wouldn't be facing a lawsuit right now. And so it's not about your confidentiality, it's about protecting the company. And Sam is so well rehearsed. He went on this podcast likely to spread that message. Hey, I'm saying we need to protect your freedoms, right? We need to protect your freedoms. We've got to have some confidentiality here. We don't want to give, yeah, we do want freedom. We don't want the government to be able to look in our private information without our knowledge, for sure. But don't be fooled. This serves Sam Altman, this kind of inability to access these chats. So the other thing is, do you see how we're starting to already be conditioned to refer to things in real world? Realize like, blah, 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 like, you know what I mean? Like we have two dimensions. We have virtual reality, everything that happens online, everything that happens when you're sucked down the portal. And then you have everything that happens in, quote, real world. This is now language they used in the 2 clips from the news that I played. And even Theo Vaughn is using this word because, like, how else do you describe it? It's reality. We're losing the grip on reality. And man, I hate to keep going back to COVID, but it was the fact that we were able to suspend our believability in reality and believe what the news was saying versus what we saw in reality. Interesting stuff. Let's talk more about it. Actually, when we come back, it'll be time for the Naturally Inspired Moment. Stay tuned, everybody. You're not going to want to miss it.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just 1 gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska's C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested, or tired all the time, it's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Gresca C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
Welcome back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Little announcement. I want to remind you, we're going to be off for a couple of days. We're taking the baby bird. We're flying her into Massachusetts and setting her free. She's going to dance school. So, we're going to be off for a couple of days. We're going to be off Thursday, Friday, and Monday, Tuesday. I was hoping we'd be able to do a show Tuesday, but it looks like our flight is going to get in just a little too late for us to make it on Tuesday. So, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be off. We'll be back Wednesday, though, so make sure you're here. By then, I'm going to have so much to share with you because, so much going on in health all the time. I'm obsessed with it, and I'll be preparing and saving things for you to bring back on Wednesday. So make sure you're here on Wednesday. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic show because I'll have so much to say. So I wanted to tell you that. I also wanted to remind you that you can become part of the Naturally Inspired community, and many people have and are getting great results. What you get when you become a part, well, all you have to do is make a purchase with Naturally Inspired, and you get my whole access to my whole community, which is like a morning whoa, I call it, words of encouragement. So it starts first thing in the morning at 6 a.m. every morning. You get a little reminder to set your intention for the day. You get non-toxic, clinically tested, proven for being non-toxic products. A lot of things you already buy, multivitamins, vitamins, wonderful collagen, wonderful cellular reset, things of that nature. And when you make that purchase, you also get the Tuesday night weekly wellness workshops, which we had one last night, which is awesome. We were talking about EMF and the unknown causes of the impacts on our health from EMF radiation and whatnot. So that was really, really interesting. So you get access to that and so much more. You get member pricing, you get free products, you get a welcome gift from me, so much. Loyalty points. So it goes on and on. The list is so long. It's just, sometimes I'm thinking, wow, I think more people need to understand how this works because this is an incredible deal. So if you want more information, you can book a 30-minute free assessment with me at naturallyinspiredstore.com. You can do it that way. Or, if you just want to know a little bit more, text me 720-303-8868. And yes, it really is me. It really Some people I think are surprised when I show up on the Zooms to meet with them. It's like, oh, I didn't know it would actually be you. Yeah, it totally is me. This is what I want to do. I want to connect with you. And this is how we build a community. So it isn't somebody else that, meets with you. It isn't a bot on the chat line. It's truly me. It's truly me. So 720-303-8868. Get into the Naturally Inspired community. You'll be so glad that you did. Okay, let's get on to excuses, shall we? Now listen, I'm not scolding you here. I'm not scolding you. I'm not judging you. I'm not, accusing you of being one thing or another. We all make excuses. It is the human condition, myself included. Okay? So don't take this like, it's a scolding. It's not. Here's the thing. We can't fix what we aren't aware of, right? We can't fix something that we're doing, a pattern of thinking, a habit of thinking, if we're not aware that we're doing it. And excuses can be super easy to spot in our kids, in our friends, in our siblings. Like excuse. And for some reason, in our own brains, we don't see it. It's so funny, but we all do it. So today's naturally inspired moment is about making excuses. Okay, some strategies to detect if you are indeed making excuses. Okay, number one, the because habit. The sign is this. You catch yourself often saying, I didn't do it because, I don't do that because, I don't have this because, and stringing your reasons together. Here's the solution. Replace because with and yet. Okay? So example, I was tired and yet I still did 10 minutes of walking. This shifts you from excuses to empowered action. Okay? And again, I say this all the time, but our neural pathways built, it's like a loop, a habit loop, a thinking loop, a thought loop. And we're so comfortable with that loop, we barely are able to recognize that there's other ways of thinking. And so when we start using different words, we start building a new way of thinking. So really important, really watch your becauses. Because it's a habit forming for excuses. Number two, external blame. This is a big one. You put responsibility on other people, on time, or on your circumstances. Here's the big thing about blame, okay? Hear me now. Releasing blame or stopping blaming people for stuff does not excuse them for the poor behavior they have inflicted upon you. That's not what it's about here. It doesn't mean that they aren't accountable for what they do to you. That's not what it is. What it does do is it empowers you to change things. Because listen, if we give all our power over to someone else and we say, oh, we can't do it because he does this or she does that, how can you fix something that somebody else is doing to you? It really ties your hands, right? Because they're just doing it and you're just like, I can't do anything because they're doing it. There's always some level of personal responsibility that you can take on. And you have to do it if you want change. So we're not doing it because we're letting that person off the hook. We're doing it because we're empowering you. Okay, so here's a solution. Reframe with ownership. Ask, what's one thing I still control here? Even small ownership keeps you moving forward. This was a big thing during COVID. And I'm bringing this up because it's such a perfect example. So many people felt that they did not have a choice when it came to taking the injections. I don't have a choice. My job, my doctor, my this, my that. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. Listen, this is hard, tough love here. But you did have a choice. You just didn't like the choices. Because the fallout of the choices was you were going to lose your job, or you would lose your family members, or you would not be able to go places or do things. And that's not a great choice, but it still is a choice. Okay? And let me tell you, people in my family, they had to tough it out. They didn't want to make the choice either, but there was just it was a no-brainer. Once they knew the information and the risk they would put their health on, they did what they had to do. And they made the right choice and didn't take the injections. And it wasn't pleasant, but they were able to get through it. Painful, unpleasant, but it was still a choice. And there's a lot of power even in making a choice that's as difficult as that, because you are keeping some part of your own belief system to yourself. Very, very deflating when you think you have no choices and nothing to do. That's enslavement. And the impact on your psyche when you feel enslaved, very, very negative. Number 3, words without action. Sign. Here's the sign. You've been talking about a goal for weeks or months, but your actions don't reflect your progress. Here's the solution. Create one tiny step and do it today, no matter how small it is, because the very action breaks the cycle of excuses faster than perfecting a plan. So just get going, builds momentum. Number 4, emotional discomfort. Here's the sign. Okay. You feel guilt, defensiveness, or anxiety when explaining why you didn't follow through. Okay. When you feel those triggers, get curious, not critical, get curious. Ask yourself, why do I feel bad? Like what's going on here? Why do I feel anxious talking about this? Or why do I feel guilty? What's the fear underneath this excuse? Naming the fear takes away its power, right? I mean, with fear, you just got to rip the sheets right off of it. Just expose it. And that's a great way to do it. Number 5, if it really mattered test. So here's your sign. Your reason wouldn't stop you if the goal was life or death important. I love doing this. This is such a good litmus test, right? If it really mattered, right? Anchor your goal to your deeper why. When the reason connects to your health, your family, or your legacy, all of a sudden excuses lose their grip. Excuses sound convincing, but they're often just fear in disguise, fear of change, fear of pain, fear of discomfort. The solution is always to reclaim your ownership, right? Personal responsibility, radical personal responsibility. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back. You're listening to Hour 2 of Naturally Inspired Radio. In the first hour, we were just talking about AI, a horrendous story about a 16-year-old who ended up taking his own life. And it would appear that his chat GPT conversations led him to some he asked some questions and they led him to some solutions that ultimately were involved in him taking his own life. That's what it sounds like, given the two news stories that, or two clips I played for you from this news story from a local news station. So interesting times as we navigate artificial intelligence, let me tell you. I want to tell you, don't forget We're not going to be here tomorrow, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, but I think we'll be playing replays, and I can't wait to get back to you on Wednesday, but we will be away in the next up and coming few days. I want to thank everybody in the chat for dropping your messages there, and thank you to all of our new customers. We welcome you to the Naturally Inspired community. We're so glad you're here. This is how we are going to change the culture of health in our country. I really believe that. It's going to be through community and support and knowing, where to shift what you're doing in your health, right? Where to shift it away and get it more into lifestyle practices and prevention rather than sitting around waiting, till something happens like the allopathic model is designed to promote. So that's how we're going to change the culture, is when we all kind of change the things that we're doing. And ultimately, that's the goal of Naturally Inspired, is to change the medical model to get better results for everybody. So let's get into some other news stories here. I found this so funny. There's a war going on. Let me tell you, there's a war going on between Bobby Kennedy and his administration, his, key people that he has in strategic places like the FDA and whatnot. There is a war going on between Bobby Kennedy camp and Camp Corporation. Oh, let me tell you, it's kind of funny to watch it play out. So, particularly right now, in the ring, boxing it out, is the American Academy of Pediatrics. See what they're trying to do. And I played this clip for you earlier this week from CBS with this so-called expert who's assuring everybody, go get all your vaccines, right? They're telling you, go get your all vaccines. Well, guess what? Breaking news. This is breaking. I read it right before I came on here. The COVID shots their EUA has been pulled. So their emergency use authorization has finally been pulled off of the COVID injections. Took way too long. I agree with you, but it's been done. Okay. At the same time, you have these talking heads that are going on mainstream news channels and telling you the CDC is no longer the gold standard for direction when it comes to your health. The FDA, no, not so much, Actually, the new gold standard, you guys, is the professional agencies. Okay? So the professional agencies like the AMA, the American Academy of Pediatrics, okay, these are private entities, okay? They're NGOs. They are funded by membership, by all of the different physicians and people that are in the field. And they're highly funded by I bet you can guess. So now what they're going to do is they're going to try to get everybody to believe that you need to follow the American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines. Like, you can't, it's just so obvious. It is so obvious. We were under corporate capture completely in the medical model, complete corporate capture right up to the top through the government 3-letter agencies. That's been going on for a long time, you guys. Now they don't have complete capture. And I want to remind you, start looking at your country like it's a corporation, like it's a business, because it is. Negotiations have to take place. There's legal stuff. Like, it's very complex. It's like a big negotiation and deals being made all the time. When you start looking at your country like that, things will start making a lot more sense. Okay, so negotiations are in play, though, let me tell you. So what we have here is all of these professional agencies are still under corporate capture, of course. And so the experts are now going to go on the media, going on the mainstream media, and they're going to tell you, well, we follow American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines. Listen, the first time you hear that on mainstream media, send it to me, please, because I'm just waiting for it. I'm just waiting for it, because that will be the new mantra. Used to be, we're following CDC guidelines. Oh, but now the CDC doesn't do what we want them to do. So now we're following the American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines. Tick, tick, tick. I'm just waiting for it. You find it before me, send it to me because it's coming. So that being said, Children's Health Defense has an article out today. That's great. Medical Reckless, it's entitled. So the American Association of Pediatrics is pushing mental health screenings. Get this, you guys, for babies 6 months old. 6 months old. You know what these screenings are designed to do, right? They're designed to funnel people into the prescription pharma model. That's what they're there for. It's just disgusting. So critics of the new American Academy of Pediatrics report fear the recommendations will lead to misdiagnosing, oh, you think, and further over-medicating children. Parents need to know they can opt out of the screenings, said Jan Eastgate, president of Citizens Commission on Human Rights International. So children as young as 6 months old should begin regular screenings for mental or developmental issues at every well-child visit with the American Academy of Pediatrics. Said in a clinical report August 25th. Critics of the report fear the recommendations will lead to misdiagnosis. Of course it will. We're so overdiagnosed. It's hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't have a diagnosis. You know? I feel like a weirdo because what do you have? I don't have anything. I have a body, you know? Oh, it's so annoying. So pushing mental health screening for children leads to the expectation of psychiatric problems being woven into standard of care, said Robert Whitaker, author of Anatomy of an Epidemic, Magic Bullets, Psychiatric Drugs, and the Astonishing Rise of Mental Illness in America. And the screening instruments the pediatricians will employ will have been constructed to identify a certain percentage of children as being in need of treatment. Oh, so almost like a quota. The AAP report published online in the journal Pediatrics recommends that mental health screenings begin at 6 months old and continue as part of well-child visits at age 1, 2, 3. This is a deployment of a campaign. Because you remember just a couple of weeks ago, I reported on Pritzker, right? How Pritzker implemented in his state these wellness screenings, these mental health wellness screenings from 3rd grade to 8th grade. He's the first state to do it. This is a tactic because they're expecting a decline in products, in product use, in prescriptions. You know why? Maha. Yeah. That's what this is. This is a campaign. They're being proactive, trying to make sure that they can capture their product users. The report said as many as 1 in 5 children in the U.S., including kids as 2, have mental or behavioral issues like depression and anxiety and ADHD. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Oh, and suicidal thoughts. So a 2-year-old now has suicidal thoughts? I'm getting mad just reading this. However, studies show mental health issues are commonly misdiagnosed. Depression has been falsely diagnosed 66% of the time. And generalized anxiety disorder has been incorrectly assessed 71% of the time. Parents should be more than just skeptical, said Whitaker. They should be alarmed by this push for early detection. Screening of children starting when they are very young will, of course, lead a significant percentage to be diagnosed with one disorder or another. And let me tell you, those labels follow you forever. Especially now, everything's digital. Your digital health record will follow you everywhere. Is it okay with you if your kid gets their prescriptions mailed to them, you take them, you log it on your app, you're tracked, you're traced, you're surveilled. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time. Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
If you joined us yesterday, then you heard from Mark Squibb, inventor of Live O2. Man, that was some really incredibly informative stuff he was talking about. We talked about autism a little bit. We talked about sleep. We talked about your brain. And if you haven't heard of oxygen training, you need to look into this, okay? So Live O2 delivers oxygen-rich performance right in your home, and it helps you boost your energy, and it helps you recover faster. Mark has some really incredible stories. So go to his website, liveO2.com, liveO2.com, or you can call him right at 970-658-2789. That's 970-658-2789. I'm sitting here getting mad during the break because I can't believe they're coming out. Like, I mean, I guess I can. I'm used to it. I understand this is the way they operate, but like it makes me so mad. A 6-month-old baby? Depression? Really? We're going to start diagnosing depression in a 6-month-old baby, a 2-year-old baby? Oh, yeah. They're definitely 6 months on the planet. They're depressed. I mean, can we just bring in a little bit of common sense here? This is absolute insanity. This is nothing more than a ploy to funnel your kids into the pharmaceutical model. And you know how they're able to do this? Because they have worn down your confidence. They have pumped up fear, fear your body, fear this, fear, oh, your kid's going to die, fear. And then they rock your confidence. You don't know. Oh, don't confuse your Google degree with my medical degree, right? They gaslight you, they belittle you, and they do not recognize your innate ability as a mother. And you have one. And it works. And you should follow it. It gets me so upset because when you have your first baby, all you want to do is the right thing for your kid. You put so much pressure on yourself. You just want to do everything right for them. You've never experienced that kind of love in your life. And all of a sudden it just hits you. And you're like, oh my God, and you become so afraid of losing that. And the medical model is so predatory. They know it. How do I know this? I lived it. And I'm telling you, it will never happen in my family again. The research is there. It's right at your fingertips, And I know it's overwhelming when you sift through it. Get into a community. Get into a community like this, like Naturally Inspired. I don't tell people what to do. I do not give medical advice, but I sure as heck will connect you to the research because it exists. And the very best person to make informed decisions about your health is you. You're the only one that really knows what's going on inside of there. Now you can consult with other people. You can, ask other people their experience, you can look at the research and then you come together with all of the information and you make an informed decision. You are capable of that. This is complete pharmakia at this point. 6 months old. They want your 6-month-old baby. Don't give them to it. Do not give into it. Build your confidence. Get connected to like Children's Health Defense. There are some wonderful organizations out there that advocate for health for your children. Get into a community like Naturally Inspired, right? Connect to the resources. You are capable. That's the only way they're able to do what they do is because it's been years of conditioning that you don't know, that you aren't qualified. You don't have a medical degree. Let me tell you, these doctors, when you walk into their offices now, their heads are in their portals, their iPads. They're Googling. They're using chat. You can't do that? Doctors going away. We know that. We've talked about that a lot. But man, holy man, this is a war. It's kind of funny because every time they take a stab at Bobby Kennedy in the media, the American Academy of Pediatrics, every time they take a stab at him, boom, there's a counter. It's actually really brilliant that Bobby Kennedy came up through organizing Children's Health Defense because he essentially has an outlet there that is doing his work, spreading his message with facts, with research. It's not propaganda. They have, that organization has an incredible, like everybody on their board is like at the highest level. They leave no room for error because they can't afford to. Because they've been under scrutiny for so long. They reference everything they put out. Their board of directors is tip top. All the great researchers, like no I goes undotted, no T goes uncrossed there because they can't afford to. The minute they're wrong about something, oh boy, watch out. So they can't afford it. They have fail-safe after fail-safe built in there. Get all their books. You can do this. You can do this. You can be a personally responsible parent. 6 months old. That's just, I can't even think about it. All right, let's move on. Did you know what's going on with the chicken farm stuff? So there's another fire today Can you believe that? So here's some, here's the bullet points on the story of the fire. So large structure fire broke out at a chicken farm northwest of Clearfield in Taylor County, Iowa. The blaze has remained active overnight and into the morning. That's today. There's been 3 buildings that were reported as fully engulfed in flames. 25 fire departments are there, 100 personnel. It's a big fire. Big fire. This is the thing that caught my attention. This is the second fire at the same site in 4 years. Second fire, same site. The last one was November 2021, and it was very destructive, and they call it biosecurity, right? So suffered a destructive fire that destroyed a processing plant, a biosecurity facility, and a barn. In 2022, they also had a bird flu outbreak during reconstruction that led to mass euthanizing of birds. It was bought after that. Daybreak Foods acquired them in 2023. Like, this feels targeted. Just speculating. I got no proof of that. No proof of that. Just saying, it feels a little targeted, you know? And then, like, look at this list. So, major U.S. farm fires, January 30th, 23, in Bozrah, Connecticut, 100,000 hens. April 10th, 2023, South Fork Dairy Farm, 18,000 cattle. Killed 18,000 cattle. May 29th, 2024, Marion County, Illinois. I remember this one. Fire killed 1.3 million chickens. July 2024, California factory. Fire killed 70,000 chickens. North Carolina, Mount Ayr Farms poultry facility. 21,000 chickens killed. Okay. That's just the fires, you guys. That's just fires. Let's talk about the bird flu, shall we? So 166 million domestic birds have been culled nationwide. That's from MarketWatch. 2022, 36 million chickens and turkeys were killed across at least 32 states. Several publications printing that story. By 2024, 82 million birds, mostly egg-laying hens, were slaughtered in 47 states. That's from AP. By January 2024 in California, 7 million chickens impacted across 40 commercial flocks and 24 backyard flocks. Sonoma and Merced counties culling exceeded 1 million birds in recent months. 166 million birds in February of 2025 were culled. That's the final number there. Since 2022, in San Joaquin Valley in 2022, there was 20 million. Like, what is happening? There's a war on your food. There's a war on your children. There's a war on everything. I've been saying this since there's been a war for a long time, but particularly amped up since COVID, right? Biosecurity. You, my friend, are a biosecurity risk at this point. Stop breathing. Gosh. Stop the insanity. We'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit C60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
Don't forget to pick up your Greska's C60. Your body's bombarded with toxins every single day, and C60 is pure, powerful carbon molecule that helps remove those toxins. It supports healthy cells and keeps you feeling your best. You can order today at c60.com, or you can call Bob direct, 720-600-6040. A lot of you have been having great conversations with Bob lately. I love that. Bob's awesome. The promo is over, but you can, I know I messed up the whole BOGO thing, and I apologized yesterday about that. I'm not going to get into it again. But I will say you can still save a little bit when you use promo code TAMMY. That's TAMMY. You get a special discount. Call Bob. He's awesome. He knows so much. If you think, I don't know, should I use this for that? I guarantee you, Bob's got a story. I guarantee it. He's just dealt with so many customers over the years, and he's so knowledgeable, super smart. He's an engineer. So, you're going to hear exactly how it works, but it's super interesting stuff. So connect to them today at c60.com. We're so grateful for all of our sponsors here at Naturally Inspired. All right. So they're after your chickens. That's no doubt about it. And we have to be really cognizant about the war on food. That's for sure. I got a couple of wonderful clips that I want to share with you about protein, and we'll get started on that in a minute. But before that, I want to talk a little bit about this whole cancer thing and glucose, because there's a new study out. Could glucose be the key to next generation cancer treatments? This is in Science Tech Daily. So they're a little behind. You know what I mean? Like, they're focused mostly on mainstream stuff, and but they're starting to acknowledge that sugar's an issue, which is really great. This is exciting stuff that it's at least being acknowledged. So in the future, Glucose drives, here's the bit from the article here. So could glucose be the key to next generation cancer treatments? Gee, you think? Glucose drives T cell signaling. Stronger signals mean better cancer defense. For the body's disease fighting T cells, glucose is much more than just a simple sugar rush. Scientists have uncovered that glucose, a critical fuel source for immune cells, also plays a key role in T cell communication and enhances their tumor fighting abilities. So this could help redefine how T cells are used to battle cancer and other illnesses. Some interesting stuff because, of course, I talk all about high protein diet, right? And some of the teachers I've been learning from for years, like Nina Techholtz with the Big Fat Surprise, and so many other low carb type of researchers, like this is obvious, and this information has been around forever. It's just not been in the mainstream, and I feel like I'm converting people every day. That they're connecting to the research papers, they're connecting to the information, and they're making different choices because of it. But this whole idea of high carbohydrate, low fat, low protein type of diet, it's largely at fault for the disease epidemic in the country. And so you may think, well, I don't follow the food pyramid. No, maybe not, intentionally, but here's the thing. It's integrated into our society. Like what's available to you when you go to a ball game, right? What's available to you when you're, God forbid, you have to stay in the hospital? What's available to you at a school cafeteria? See, it's built into the infrastructure of our culture. These are the foods that are available. We rarely see meat sticks available at the ball game, kebabs or, rotisserie chicken or things like that are protein heavy. That's not what we've normalized. We've normalized, pretzels with plastic cheese, chips, popcorn. It's all carbohydrate, empty calorie type of foods. And that stems from the fact that this is the national kind of, federal guidelines for food. So yeah, we don't pull out our food pyramid and say, oh, how am I going to build my meal today necessarily? But you're living it and you grew up on it. And that's just a fact. So changing the food pyramid, which is going to happen very soon, is going to be big because it's going to change over. It's not going to happen overnight. And especially since we got this pushback to, oh, we don't follow CDC guidelines now. I'm sure it'll be like, oh, we don't follow food pyramid guidelines. We follow the, latest and greatest NGO, the professionals. Right? Oh my gosh, you couldn't make it up. And the thing is, though, who cares what they do? Like, it's great that they're working towards that. And I'm for that. I don't mean like, who cares? I value their work. But here's the thing. We got 4 years. Then what? Right? Somebody else comes in. They could change everything. Who cares what laws they're making? Who cares what they suggest? The point is here, they are not the gold standard. They are not where you should be getting your health advice from. They're just not. They showed you. They produced terrible results. And now they want to medicate your 6-month-old baby for depression. What are you doing here? What's going on? Insanity. I don't think so. That's not where I'm getting my health advice. That's for sure. Now, I go and I search for different, papers and understanding why. Okay. So yeah, I may get an idea from somebody that I follow or, an influential account on X or whatever. And then I go and I look for 3 places where I can find that and see if it's true. And so we kind of have to get into that habit of doing that because it matters. So I want to get into talking a little bit about protein. So let's go to the clips first. I think that's where I'll start because I think this is the best way to start. So there's a guy named Alan Aragon on a podcast, which I've been drawn to this podcast lately because he's supposed to be a business podcast, but sure has a lot of health on there. And I think the reason why he has a lot of health on there lately is because he knows you are all interested in health. Everybody's interested in health. But I'll tell you, I was doing health long before. I have to get that in there. Anyway, let's check out the first clip. This is Alan Aragon.
So there's an interesting thing about high-balling protein that facilitates that reduction in body fat.
Really? So if I have a lot of protein, it helps to reduce body fat?
Yeah, it does. And the way that we know this is because there have been several studies now, 4 trials, 1 case study by Joey Antonio and colleagues, and they examined the effect of very high protein intakes, anywhere from about 3.3 all the way to 4.4 grams per kilogram of body weight. Roughly, a gram and a half to 2 grams per pound.
Is that because you're eating less carbohydrates? You're sort of substituting it for something else, essentially, in terms of you feeling hungry. So if I'm having 3.3 grams of protein, I'm probably not going to be having something else, which is more fatty.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So this particular line of research was done on people who were resistance training, and it was done in free living conditions. And they just gave them the assignment to essentially increase their protein intake by 50% and literally add 80 to 100 grams of protein on top of their existing habitual dietary intakes.
So what would you say to me then? You'd say push even higher in terms of grams per kilogram of body weight.
What is your goal body weight?
I don't actually have a goal body weight, to be honest. I just have more of a goal in terms of like strength.
How about this? Were you ever in the shape that you are wanting to be in? And
Yeah.
what was your body weight at that time?
I was around 90. I think I was just a little bit below 90 kilograms. So I think I was about 88.
Okay. So you know what? Let's take 90.
Yeah.
And multiply that by 2.2.
90 times 2.2.
There's your protein target.
198 grams of protein a day.
Mhm.
So if a protein shake gives me 20 grams of protein,
My message here is stop being afraid of protein. Protein helps you lose that fat. And the reason why I bring this up is because I've talked to so many women lately, and they're so frustrated, and so upset. They can't lose weight. They don't know what to, and they're beating themselves up. Let me tell you, get on the protein train. We'll talk more about it when we come back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm so glad you're here.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Are you in the market for a good CBD gummy? I got the best one. JointRestore1.com. JointRestore1.com. You can use promo code Tammy and get yourself a little discount there. This has a special formula. It's not just CBD, but also Boswellia, which is a powerful duo to knock out pain and bring you relief. It's fantastic. JointRestore1.com. That's Prosper Wellness. Use promo code Tammy, Tammy, to get yourself a little bit of a discount. So let's go on with protein. Okay. As promised, I want to really cover this because there's a lot to it. Let's go to the second clip here and then we'll discuss.
Occurring with a low protein diet and older age sarcopenia and stuff. How are they going to mitigate that? But for the general healthy population, there have been many studies that have rolled out looking at effects on kidney function, liver function, bone health. And there is virtually zero threat to those organ systems that you would think might be threatened by a high protein intake. So the human organism, perfectly well equipped to metabolize and handle high protein amounts.
And not all protein is equal.
Okay, that's key because this is what I hear all the time. It's almost like people are a little bit scared of protein. They're like, oh my gosh, that much protein? That's a lot of protein. Yeah. And you need it because you're up against sarcopenia. So, we start to lose muscle mass as we age. And if we're not actively replacing that muscle mass by fueling ourselves with protein, then we're going to lose muscle mass. It isn't just, a part of aging, losing your muscle mass. It is a part of lifestyle. So if you can tweak your lifestyle so that you're getting in more grams of protein, then you're not going to lose as much muscle mass. Why do I harp on muscle mass? It's the key to your longevity. It's the key to your independence. Who cares? Like, skinny is out. Who cares about skinny? Be fit. Think about body composition, right? You want to have a nice, curvy, strong body. The skinny equals osteoporosis. It equals fall down and break your hip. It equals not being able to get on and off the toilet. I'm sorry. You must have muscle. Okay? The goal should never be skinny. It should be healthy and strong, right? Healthy and strong. And so the one thing people always say to me, well, isn't that hard on your kidneys? Okay, so here I go, right? Go on to the NIH website here, and let's just see. Here's one. So authors M.C. DeVries et al., meaning there's a group of authors, systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials. This is 2018. High protein diets do not adversely affect kidney function. Okay. 28 randomized controlled trials, 1,358 healthy adult participants. Here's another one, post-intervention, just over and over and over again, evidence of adaptive response, no damage. The findings suggest the kidneys adapt to higher protein intake by increasing filtration, but without signs of functional decline. There's all kinds of them. 15 different references here, okay, on this one, search. So I don't know where it came from. It was probably a study that, I don't know. You gotta ask the motivations of these things. Who knows what it was? Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. There's proof. There's proof for you. Let's go to the last clip from this particular podcast.
Protein consumption.
The biggest myth is that they have the hierarchy of importance all screwed up. Like everybody's worried about how much protein per meal you need to have for this or that goal. When do you need to time protein relative to the training bout or waking or sleeping or all of that stuff? The main thing they need to be focused on is how much protein do they need to eat by the end of the day? Because when you hit that goal, you've basically won the whole game. The relative placement, the distribution and the doses of the protein, the timing of it, oh man, it rarely matters. It rarely matters beyond getting that protein in a way that's comfortable and convenient for you and in such a way that you can stick to in the long term. Some people are more like grazers. Some people are more like gorgers. They're both fine as long as you hit the total by the end of the day. So the hierarchy is of utmost importance, get your total daily protein. And then of secondary importance would be what is the distribution of the constituent doses of that protein total through the day. And then of third importance down here is like when specifically are you supposed to time that protein around the training bout. So yeah, the way that I put it is like this. The daily total for protein, that is the cake. The distribution of the doses through the day, that's the icing on the cake, and it's a very thin layer of icing.
And how do we know that? How do we know?
So it doesn't matter that much. Here's the thing. He hit the nail on the head there when he said, what's sustainable? Right? So especially when you're in an acute situation where like you really want to get out of this situation, right? Which is sometimes happens with people who are battling, blood glucose issues, insulin resistance. You want to get out of this as fast as possible. So, intermittent fasting has been shown to be a great tool for that, right? Eating in a window. And so breaking up your meals within that window to like 35 to 55, depending on weight, right? My rule of thumb, just to make it easy, is 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight. That's the goal. Like you heard it from him. He's telling you, it doesn't matter how you get it in, you just got to get it in. But it's more sustainable when you shoot per meal, right? Do you know if you're going to get 50 grams of protein per meal and your target weight is 150, well, you got 3 meals. That makes it easy. It really is about making it easy. But we tend to get so hyper fixated on details that I love this approach. Like, let's just make it simple. Right? Let's make it simple. You eat in a window. You don't eat outside the window. If you're dealing with blood sugar issues or insulin resistant issues, keep it inside a window because that gives your body more time, right? Move your body to make sure you're helping along the process of putting the fuel to use, right? 40 squats after eating will help you regulate insulin, help you regulate your glucose. So easy things to do. You're eating in a window. You're getting that much protein. Let me tell you, when you're getting adequate amounts of protein and healthy fats, you're not going to deal with the sweet tooth thing anymore. It's going to go away. You're not going to deal with the cravings of high carbohydrate items like chips and crackers and things that you reach for because you're starving. All that stuff is going to go away. If you're eating enough in between meals, you should not even be hungry. I always say this, but it's such a good visual, right? It's super easy to overeat an entire bag of chips, but it's much, much harder to overeat a stick of butter, right? You can't do it. And that's because, a large part of your hunger is driven by your hormones, right? So we're synergistic beings. And I want to reiterate here that there is no silver bullet, but I tell you, if there was one, protein might be the closest to it because it just impacts so many of your functions. You sleep better. It helps you regulate, and fat. Okay. The fat and protein combination is what you need for healthy hormones. It's not my advice. Okay. The research proves it. And people, starting to talk about it more often. It's coming out on, more podcasts and things of that nature. But this research has been around a long time. But there's been this dark cloud, of lobbying and whatnot that pays for exposure and keeps the old food pyramid alive. And that's why it's never been more evident to me that you can't take that advice anymore. I can't. I'm not telling you what to do. You certainly do whatever you want because ultimately freedom is king, right? I don't want any of this stuff regulated out or, no laws against it or whatever. That's not how we make change because there's new administrations, new people come in, old people go out. How we really make change is getting everybody to understand what to do. And then let me tell you, when you get results, it's over. That's what happened to me. I used to follow the allopathic model many years ago. I didn't get the results I wanted. And then I started doing my own research. Ooh, my results turned around. Don't forget, we're going to be off tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, but I'll be back Wednesday. And I'll look forward to seeing you. This has been Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.